So I sold $23,000 my first month in life insurance, and guess what? I made $0 profit. I'm going to share with you, I'm going to expose myself, the lie that I was told, that I believed in, that I was told I was making all this money, but yet I was going broke every single day as a life insurance agent. And I see this right now on the internet. I see this right now. Got off a call, this guy saying, I want to join your team, but in order to join your team, I need the highest comp. Right now, I'm at the highest comp at this company. They give me the highest compensation. I said, sir, what are your goals? What do you want to be? Like, how do you want to actually succeed in the industry? He's like, I want the highest comp. And I asked him, how much money did you sell last month? And how much did you actually make? I sold $15,000. I'm looking for the highest comp. I said, well, how much did you actually make? He says, I don't know. I'm still working a part-time job. So you're telling me right now that you're doing $15,000 and you're not making any money. He says that's basically it. So why do you want the highest comp? And I believe this, guys, right now. You see the YouTube videos. I sold $40,000 at AP in a month. I'm rich. I sold $20,000. This new agent sold $50,000 at AP his first month. It's all a bunch of baloney. And I'm here to be honest, be transparent, and be really raw with you guys. I was that agent. I was told that the AP is the biggest thing, but I want to share with you in this video what actually matters as a life insurance agent. It's not about the comp that you give me. It's not about how much AP I submit, because I did that, and after lead costs, after chargebacks, after a terrible placement rate, after customer not having any customer service or fulfillment, clients leaving, I lost money. So I want to show you the multiple dimensions of a life insurance industry. When you sign up to be a life insurance agent, in most of the models out there, you are signing up to be a business owner. And what that means is that you have to learn all these aspects of the business. Having one portion of the business fixed or figured out, selling $50,000 AP, but all the policies cancel or all the policies don't place, and they don't go into force, does not mean that you sold $50,000 of AP, means that you sold $20,000 or $12,000 or $0,000. If I sell $50,000 of AP and I sell, let's say 40 policies at a certain carrier, let's say Aetna, I sell 40 policies Aetna, it comes out to be $40,000 of AP, and 0 of those policies go in force. You're right, I did sell $40,000 AP, but did my bank account change? And that's the problem about the industry right now. That is what fires me up and gets me so excited and ultimately needs to be changed, is that all these agents are lying to you to recruit you. All these people are talking a big game. They're making all this money, all this AP, but they don't know what their placement rate is. They don't know actually what their long-term value of a client is. They don't know what it costs to acquire a client. They don't know their acquisition costs. They don't know their long-term cash they're going to make out of it. And they're stuck in a cycle trying to figure out how they're making all this money. And eventually you wake up in the business and you have no money in your bank account. You're spending leads. I spent all the money that I had that was coming on leads just to chase the leaderboards, just to chase the AP, just to chase how I can make more money to my team to show them I'm successful. Yet my business is not growing and my bank account is not growing. It's a funny story. I was at an IMO, and I asked one of the guys who did 6 figures in AP. I said, man, how much is your bank account? Like, how much is actually in your bank account? This individual, and people are going up on stage, or they're clapping their hands, or rah-rahing, man, I'm making all this dang money. 6 figures I submitted of AP this month, and come to find out the bank account was under $10,000. Okay, so I'm just going to share with you guys what you probably don't see in the industry, but I'm here to share with you what it is, because all these people are trying to get you to recruit you on your team. And I just want to help you, because I was literally that kid that was falling into that trap, and I was not making money. I was stressed out of my mind. I was told to buy more leads. I was told to, chase the highest comp. I was told to just keep doing it. And if you were doing the same things that you're doing last month, and you are doing the same activity, doing the same issues, and you look this month and your bank account has not grown, you have a serious issue in this business. So before you watch those videos and those YouTube videos that are out there, just take it with a grain of salt. Most of those people, if I were to sit with you right now next to me here and I was like, hey, can you pull up your bank account? You made 40 AP. How much did you actually have? You'd be surprised. You would be surprised. So the way that you fix that, and the way that I learned to fix it, is I learned to have a profitable way to, number one, acquire clients. So I have to spend money or either be a part of a team that I can figure out how I can get clients that I can get paid for without either spending money or doing it in a profitable way. So having a net positive acquisition cost. Second thing is you need a reliable system. When I was submitting all this business, I didn't know where my clients were coming from because I was buying all these leads at different lead vendors. I didn't know where my money was going. I had no idea how to track what lead sources were successful, what was actually working. And I was spending all this money. When it was coming in, it was going right out. The only money I was really making at first was off of bonuses from the carriers. I was submitting so much business, they didn't really care that it placed. They wanted to keep me, they wanted to give me my little nut for just, putting the, for submitting the business, and then they would give me a little $1,600 bonus. So that was where I struggled with the lead cost. Second thing is placement and actually serving and getting clients. So just because you submit a business here, just because I submit an application online at a company like Aetna or Prosperity or whatever carrier you use, does not mean that I actually made this money. So when someone says they submitted $40,000, how much of that $40,000 actually placed? What a placement means that someone actually got their policy or they made their first payment and they are a client. So many people, when you're selling final expense life insurance, don't have money. They're living off of $1,200, $1,500 worth, per month. So you're going to submit this business, you're going to look good on the leaderboards, and then eventually you're going to see enforce rejected payment, or insufficient funds, or rejected payment, or terminated before you even sold the policy. So technically you wrote the business, but it didn't go through, which means that you can't get paid by the commissions. So keep that with a grain of salt. The third thing they want to be in mind is the types of products that you sell. If I sell $40,000 worth of guaranteed issue business, something with a waiting period, I do not get 100% comp. I get typically a reduced comp, let's say 50%. So if I sell 20,000, I get half of that. That's 10,000, okay? And then I get half of that because guaranteed issue comp is at 50% or 50% advance. So you get half of that, which means you sold 5,000. So if I sold $20,000 and all that business went through and I have 50% comp, which means that I get 10,000. And then if I have a 50% 6-month advance, which means I only get half of that right now in the first 6 months advance to me, I only get half of that. And people just don't understand this. It's not the math. And then if you sell simplified issue and none of it places, it doesn't matter. So all of these different mechanisms are transpired in the actual ability for you to become successful. It's a hard business. You got to learn all these different aspects, and then you got to keep them on the books, prevent a chargeback. So then if you do sell someone and you do have a profitable month, but all your people from last month all canceled because you don't know how to serve them, you don't love them, and now you owe back 5,000 of chargebacks. Now, let's say you made actual 5,000 this month, but then you owe 5,000 back to the company, you're at net zero. So guys, before you take the advice of what's out there and a high comp and all the people who are showing off and thinking that you're making money, they're not making money. Like, I've seen it. The industry is set up for you to fail. Like, most leaders don't want you to become successful. They don't want you to stay there long. They don't want you to figure out the system because it's set up for you to fail. And this is why if you're in a company right now, if you want to know if you're in a bad company, if you're a company right now, Sarah came in last month and you're like, where the heck is Sarah? If you're like, Johnny was here 2 weeks ago and, Johnny's no longer here. Johnny was here 6 months ago. Where's Johnny at now? And these people were the top producers. I was one of the top producers. A lot of the top producers at a certain company, and they all left, but they all showed that they were making money at first. That is a red flag because they're really not. Because if you're actually making money, you would stay there, you would stick long term, and you would go through it, and you would continue to make money. But it's all smoke and mirrors. Here's what you need to avoid and what you need to watch out and the truth behind the life insurance industry. So I want to share with you guys the secrets so you know exactly how to feed your family and help you actually make money in the industry. Cheers.